What is up guys, Kane here, and in this video we're going to go over a few fights that I have had in Minds of Mayhem. So now it will be just showing my formations in fights. However, it's not going to be the best position of my formation because I was testing the hero Gan, which is 1 second. Yeah, I was testing Gan if the Nature's Blessing would increase the amount the turtle was healing. And I've also thought that if I add Earthquake to level 8, perhaps it will be cast somewhere in the middle of the skill rotation. And, he will target probably like the back line and a few of the enemy heroes. However, this was a huge mistake, and Gan was casting Earthquake almost every time as the first skill on my field, which made my field quite a lot weaker. So that aside, the enemy has a Black Dragon, which I don't think is good. He has Eternal Void, he has Greater Draconic, but this person is focusing all of his materials just to get higher castle level, higher research as fast as possible. He has decent skills, nothing too major, and he has not overpowered Draconic, but his research and his building should be pretty decent. So, if we check the damage, you can see that friggin' hell his Valerie and his Nora did insane damage, but most of this damage came from my rakans being able to tank a lot of damage from the amounts that the turtle and Virion was healing. And the thing about the Virion healing is I have something on him which I deem one of the most overpowered artifacts in the game. And that artifact is this Astrarium Fati. This is a new artifact in the game, and I have made this 4-star already. And he has healed 17 million in a fight which lasted less than 1 minute. I think it was 40 seconds. And 17 million is a pretty goddamn huge amount, and not even Vega can heal that amount in 30 seconds, I believe. So yeah, I think my Vega was healing for 30 seconds and she healed 7 million. And she was healing all of them, and I think that there was like over 100 units on the field. So this Astrarium is one of the most overpowered artifacts, and it can trigger more than twice of the amount on 5 stars. So that aside, going into the fight, unfortunately I know that the replays will always be laggy because they are fast, so keep that in mind guys, it's not as lagging in the real PvP. So first things first, he has stunned most of my damage side, so it's not going to do a lot of damage at the moment. However, my Norris side and my 2 archer side is already almost clearing his entire front line and doing insane damages to his backline. His stock is almost dead, proccing also the Flora. The front line is almost gone, Basric is dead from the enemy, and my side is not doing too well because it has Valerie blasting the entire front line, blasting Turtle, and as you can see that Turtle is dying quite fast. The same for my front line, dying also quite fast, and the reason for that is again this friggin' Valerie and this Nora is just tearing my front line apart. Probably this will be a reason for me to perhaps add a little bit of researches to be able to add a little bit more damage to my field. However, I am unsure of who I may swap with, but I'll probably swap with what's her name, Ophidia, because she's not doing that much for me on my field, and she's only proccing talk, which I only have level 5 skill on, so she's not performing that much for me. So I've made another fight against him, but I swapped my fields, and I think I did a little bit worse than before. However, his Nora and his Valerie wasn't doing that insane amounts of damage. So, going into the fight, he managed to control my entire field by the placements of his black holes. However, his dragon walked straight into my back line, and the thing about a black dragon is that he is immune to all elemental damage, and majority of the Rakan Archer damage is in AoE fire damage, which means if they are damaging the black dragon, it's not going to go down very fast compared to, let's say, Lich Mages, compared to human archers, all the other stuff, which can kill this dragon in just like 2 seconds if it's in the front line and focused by a lot of things. This dragon is being tanked by both. Oh wait, no, Saizo is not here. Only 2 squads of Rakan archers. So because it is fire immune, it took like 15 to 20 seconds to take it down. And after he was down, his entire backline was already gone by the Rakan archers because they are able to fire straight towards the backline. And this fight was pretty much won. I didn't really check what happened on the left side because I know the left side was pretty much easily won. There was nothing there, so it was just a matter of time for my side to pull through. I have faced another human which was only 300,000 core power less, which is not that much. However, he has tier 14 frontline to my tier 15 rakans, which probably can make the biggest of differences. So in stats, I won. In damage, I won. My heroes doing the highest damage than my, let's say, Rakan archers. Even my swordmen are doing similar damage as my Rakan archers. So my Rakan archers, man, they're probably useless. I don't know. Healing, as always, Rakan Turtle, the biggest of healers. So going into the fight, we can see that he has very few heroes. He has 4 squads of archers, 4 squads of frontline, and 1 healer. And as you can see, his frontline in literally the entire field is almost all gone. Tier 14 probably can make that happen, but he doesn't have a lot of heroes. He doesn't have a lot of damage apart from his archers. And in terms of the Rakan, let's say, frontline, the turtle provides a shield. The turtle starts healing. Also, I have Vega healing. Also, I have tankiness on both, let's say, the front squads and also Astrarium on the bottom and right. However, what this person did was one of the biggest mistakes that you can do in the game, and I will enter the replay again to tell you what happened. So, as you can see, I placed my red dragon close to frontline because I want people to tag my dragon. And that's silly and most of the veterans would deem stupid. However, this red dragon has a lot of tankiness both from Draconic and the 3 skills that the red dragons are able to have to be tanky. So now I have 2 of the enemy archer squads focusing my red dragon. And they are not killing that red dragon fast. As you can see, the arrows are flying, but my red dragon is barely taking any damage. And the reason for that is they take the focus from my front line towards the dragon. And my dragon reduces a lot of that archer damage, and he will not die for more than 20 seconds if any archer will focus it. That being the skills that he has. So first skill is Blessed Rampage, which increases his damage reduction by 32%, then Blessed Incendiary, which is increasing his damage reduction by 25%, and then we have Blessed Dragon Scale, which reduces all damage by 28% and also grants 20% chance of healing the damage taken, which personally I think this is higher than 20%. Like, you can tell me whatever you want, this is not 20%, this is like friggin' 40 to 50% from what I am seeing in fights. And I can tell you that because prior to that, my Saizo was 2 or 3 hitting dragons, and whenever people put on that skill, Saizo takes like 30 to 40 attacks to kill a dragon, and all of that damage is being healed, and I can see that heal proccing over and over and over. So, Dragon Scale Heart is not 20% to heal that damage. Like, you cannot tell me that this is 20%. I've already seen this so many times, and this is just like a fake percent. Unless this thing can get increased by something else, which we don't know. Other than that is a buff which reduces critical hit rate and critical hit damage of the enemy which is attacking him. So perhaps this could have an effect on Saizo, reducing a lot of his damage, but the thing is that healing was proccing more than 20%. Like that healing was proccing at a 50% rate, probably 40 or 50% because the dragon was not even taking any damage. So that aside, this is what makes this dragon insanely tanky, as well as my draconic is on a pretty decent level. And if the archers focus my dragon, it means I win about 20 seconds of time for my frontline surviving and doing damage, my archers surviving and doing damage, the enemy not having any morale boost, and in the end it is a win for me. However, I will want to change my dragon to a black dragon because instead I want to crowd control the enemies and I want to be able to beat a lot stronger people in terms of VIP 15s and all those kinds of things. So Black Dragon will assist me to do that such because the archers from most, let's say, high spenders, they do a lot and I do mean a lot of damage, and you cannot avoid your frontline dying, and the more your frontline dies, the more chances black holes will appear, stun their archers, and I will have more time to do my thing. So another fight, I fought another Rakan player, which is focusing more on the healing Rakan swordsman, and his swordsmen are only a little bit weaker. However, his magic resistance for some reason is insanely weaker than mine. His evade chance is a lot weaker than mine. So probably he didn't level some research or stuff like that. But I'm still upgrading my Rakan blade, so I'm leveling evade, I'm leveling magic resistance, physical resistance, and also critical hit resistance. Anyways, going into the damage done, we can see his Nora done 120 million damage. My dragon was the highest damage in the match, and it can easily be explained because I'm versus a Rakan player and I have a red dragon. This Rakan player has a frontline and a archer which reaches the damage zone of a red dragon. And the thing is, the Rakan archers do fire damage as explained before, and towards a red dragon, most of the damage Rakan archers do is negated because it's an AoE fire damage. So my dragon is not going to die even if it's the last thing remaining on this field. And he will just kill everything anyway. That is pretty much what can happen or will happen most of the time versus Rakan players. So going into the match, we can see our Basrics from each other will meet. His Basric is already entering the death place. And what he did a huge mistake is I see that near his Basric he placed Avalon. And that is one of the biggest mistakes you can do. Avalon cannot be in the front line because if Avalon dies, he loses that I believe Ardent Aura, it's what it's called. He will lose a lot of HP on his entire army. So Avalon has to be in the backline and he cannot die. Like you see, my Avalon is in the very backline right here. So his bottom side, most of it has fallen. However, some of my heroes fallen as well because of his Blade Masters breaking through. However, my top left side, my damage and my dragon and also my Nora are pulling through and is destroyed. Now, as you can see, again, one of the biggest mistakes people can do is tag a red dragon. And as you can see, my dragon is full HP and he was full HP this entire fight. So pretty much you can see that I have already won this fight. There is nothing remaining on the enemy side and the dragon will just die in 2 seconds. So let's try again and see what did he tag to damage my dragon. The first skill he has done is tag my dragon. And he sent Rufio, the hero I specifically explained in another video that is the most useless thing in this game, at least in the early to mid game. And Rufio is doing 0 damage to my dragon. Like, my dragon is not even taking any damage. His Rakan archers went into the melee range of the dragon and they're being killed by the dragon. Those archers weren't tagged, so as you can see, my dragon, his HP bar has not moved at all. And this dragon just killed an entire squad of the enemy's Rakan archers just because he tagged my dragon. And this is what I mean, like, some of these things people do not know and they can make these mistakes and make it a lot better for me to beat them. So I beat Gandalf again, Black Widow is too weak, and I think that's pretty much it for my Minds of Mayhem. Like, Bless has used Spearman and it was just a complete stomp because most of those Spearmen just ran away. Sarah, it was, I think she was only 500,000 core less, but it was a huge stomp, so it's pointless to even see. Anyways, that's pretty much it for this video. I have explained a few tips, explained some of my formation, and explained some of the mistakes some people can do. So what you can take from this video is both learning what is good, learning what you may be doing wrong, and perhaps change it in the future. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and stay safe out there.